size team, you think about the guys that are the most accountable to you, talk to you often, trust you, follow you, like kind of give you a, hey coach, where are we going, attitude. You lie awake at night making sure you give absolutely the right advice. You prioritise them. You rock up at a business preview, you prioritising these guys. Why? Because they've been accountable. You know what's happening. You're emotionally involved in their business. You're connected in their business. Somebody who is not talking to you, not accountable to you, it's really easy to ignore them. Now, you as an upline, still have a vested interest in their success. It just feels out of control. You are not emotionally connected there. You don't have any influence over there. And they don't own your emotions. You really want to burden your upline? You be the most loyal follower. You will burden the upline so much. And when you think about it, you've got a whole team of people that actually have got a vested interest in helping you. It's an insane principle. And you go like, wow, okay, that is pretty cool, even if I just get it halfway right. So, what is accountability? I mean, to your upline, here's the important thing. It's not chatting, okay? It's not regular chats with your upline. You should have goals, even if they're not clear, you're formulating them. You should have a game plan, and you'll hear lots about a game plan. I'll spend a little bit of time on a game plan. And those are the sort of things you're accountable to your upline about. Like, okay, I want to be 20 plus VIP. That means I've probably got to bring in about 30 apps or something. So, hey, 2 apps down, 28 to go. What should I do? You've got a goal, you've got a game plan, and you're talking to your upline about those things. You're accountable to those things. It's not just random SMSs, it's not random chats. SMSing and email, all that stuff is excellent as part of the accountability process. Like, hey, I've got, showed 2 plans today, listen to 2 CDs, this is what I got out of the CD, or whatever level of accountability you want. All of that is good, in my opinion. And I need it for my sort of discipline. That's really, really good. And but the really, really critical thing about accountability is not just, you catch up with your upline at a business preview or whatever. Take it seriously, for goodness sakes. I mean, do you not have something meaningful to talk about? If you're at a business preview, maybe you just need to fine-tune your close a little bit. Maybe you just want to do a little bit of role-play on a close. Maybe it's just, you know what, my invitation is not as good as it should be. Can I just use the time effectively, for goodness sakes? You've got an upline. They might be a great friend, and the goal is, we build this team full of great friends. But, we find the people we're really, really friends with and have a great time with are the ones that, we're in Phuket with and we're in Fiji with and we're on the trips with. And the ones that, they come into Dubai and they're on the Emerald trips and, boy, they're just hanging out with us, or we jet skiing on the Italian Riviera. That's a really nice place to be friendly, okay? We don't go through your business review there. So so how about you stick to the basics here? And it's not so much just communication, okay? It's not just that. It's part of the process. But the really maybe ultimate part of the communication is actually those sheets, the business review sheets. It's just taking time once a month to sit down at whatever level you are. Those sheets address 3 different levels, and sit with an upline with those filled in and get a proper session, okay? And I'll go through the detail of that. Oh, man, this is terrible, boring stuff, isn't it? Like, who wants to do this? Like, who wants to do all this stuff? I joined this business to be free, man. I'm my own man. Like all this, okay, you want to be free? That's how you be free. You be for a short time. You set it up. Freedom is not the lack of rules or the lack of accountability. There are speed, we drive on the left-hand side of the road, there's speed limits. If there was no rules, there's not a lot of freedom there, right? I mean, you could die real soon. That is not a lot of freedom. You get freedom from sticking to some things that actually work over a period of time. So, I don't know, we talked about experiences last night. I hope you jotted down some things, some goals and things. There's so many experiences around the world. I like snowmobiling too. We snowmobiled in Utah, we snowmobiled in Aspen and Beaver Creek, and I like snowmobiling. It's fun. That's how you do stuff like that, okay? In our family, we love movies. Anybody like movies? Like tons and tons of movies? And you know what I love about watching a movie now with anyone in our family? I like watching a movie going, hey, we've been there, we've been there, we've been there. That's what I constantly saying it to the kids. They probably can't stand it, but it's pretty cool to watch a movie and be able to say to your kids, you've been there, 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 you've been there. Remember when we did that? Remember when we did that? It is so cool. And also with movies, I mean, we've been to movies all over the world. When we go on holidays, we like going to the movies. Even when we're on holidays, and we got these experiences. Funny, I talk about it. Hey, where did we see King Kong? Where we saw King Kong in Porto Benez in Spain. This little village in Spain, this little dingy theatre, uniquely European because they stop halfway so you can go and have a smoke and then come back. And so that's where we saw King Kong. It's just a great memory. We had a fun day. And that was the day we actually bought Tam's dress. Some of you have seen Tam. She talked about this dress in Spain that we bought. It was the same day. But I mean, we have this beautiful movie theatre in Paris, right in the middle of Paris, right across the road from this beautiful pizza joint, which is probably sacrilegious in France to go to a pizza joint, but we liked it. And then we just saw lots of cool movies there. We've seen cool movies, where we saw, hey, you guys remember where we saw Paycheck? Yeah, we saw Paycheck in Whistler. That's where we saw Last Samurai too. That was a cool movie. I like those movies. And then, hey, where else? South Africa. We saw Pay It Forward in South Africa, in Lost City, in the cinema there. That's what I like doing. I like having fun. I like doing stuff. I like being free. That's how I got free, okay, is by doing some of this boring stuff. All right, so how do you actually do a business review? What is a business review? So apart from regular communication, you're sitting down with your upline once a month. When should that be? Typically the best time is the last 3 days of the month or the first 3 days of the month. Because you're either trying to finish off the month and make sure you're finishing off properly, or you want to start the month and make sure you're starting the month properly, okay? So round about that 6-day window, you fill in your sheet. The first time you do this, it's going to be a little bit of work because you've not been used to it. Just do as much as you can. That's okay. Don't stress out, all right? But when you start a process, you learn a little bit more and more each time you do it. So